केलति मम हृदये केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः मम हृदये मोहमहार्णवतारणकारी मोहमहार्णवतारणकारी रागद्वेषमुकासुरमारी रागद्वेष मोहमहार्णवतारणकारी रागद्वेषमुकासुरमारी रागद्वेषमुकासुरमारी केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये केलति मम श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये शान्तिविदेहसुता सहचारी शान्तिविदेह सुधा सहचारी दहर अयोध्या नगर विहारी दहर अयोध्या शांति विदेह सुता सहचारी सुता सहचारी दहर अयोध्या नगर विहारी दहर अयोध्या नगर विहारी केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये केलति मम हृदये केलति मम हृदये परमहंस साम्राज्योदारी सत्यज्ञानानंद शरीरी परमहंस साम्राज्योद्धारी रागद्वेष सत्यज्ञानानंद शरीरी सत्यज्ञानानंद शरीरी केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये श्रीरामः केलति मम हृदये श्रीराम केलति मम हृदये ओ Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vitvaram. Om Parthaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Vritavarshini Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayini Ambatvam Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshini Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadghatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam na vidussura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha. As I said in the first day itself, Gita is an explanation of the Tattvamasi Vakya, the Upanishad statement as thou art that. In the first 6 chapters, it is about you, the individual. The third set of 6 chapters is about that, and the last one is the showing the equation that you are that. So in the first 6 chapter, we are almost at the end of it, where Krishna is so far giving us the various pointers towards self-development, and he pretty much makes it very practical to us, saying that you are in the field of action, and therefore there only you should begin. We should start the journey where we are. So we are in karma bhumi, the field of action. In that field of action, he said, engage in your work, whatever you are doing, but do it with the different intention. If the intention is wrong, you will be in tension. So here he said, Tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma karodiyaha asakto hi acharan karma paramapnodi purushaha. Therefore, a person who is doing his duties but with detached mind, when he does that very well, purity of mind takes place. That purity of mind is essential for quietude or stillness, which is helpful in meditation. And he also explained to us how a wise man looks at the world, how he is able to see the actionless self in the midst of action. How his perception with respect to the world of things, world of people, world of situations. And coming to the point here in the 6th chapter, he said, in this path, no one can help you except yourself. If you have not befriended your mind, that is the greatest enemy. Uddhared atmana atmanam na atmanam avasadayet. Lift yourself by yourself and never look down upon you any time. Gurudev used to say, when you are traveling in a car, let us say you're going uphill somewhere in the Himalayas or any other mountain. When you're going there, there are places where you go up. And certain times maybe the road is taking a downward turn. It does not mean you are going down. If you take a picture at that time, it may look like the car is going down, but it is on the way going up. In the same way, sometimes in our life, there may be certain discouragement, disappointments. Certain times we feel that it is so high and dry, we are not moving forward. It says, na avasadayet, never you look down or give up. Avasadanam, sad in Sanskrit means to sit. Sad sidati, from there only the word asana came. Asidati iti asanam. And the same word, when you include a prefix called pra, become prasad, pleasantness, placidness, pleasedness of the mind. When that pra is replaced by ava, then it is going down. Any times you put a prefix ava means down. Avatarati means coming down. So avasadanam is making yourself look down. That is what he says. Don't look down. Meaning never get discouraged by your own situations in life. So Arjuna is cautioned by him, saying that you have to lift yourself by yourself. And looking down upon yourself means what? You are taking your mind too much seriously. Many thoughts are appearing in our mind, but not all thoughts are necessary. Because our mind, our thoughts are not created by ourselves. If we have the ability to create our own thoughts, we will not be unhappy, is it not? Even in the dream, who is creating thoughts in your mind? Somebody else? Your neighbor? Your wife? Your husband? In spite of the fact that I am the creator of my own thoughts in my own dream, yet terrible dreams are coming to me. Why? The source of my own thought is my own past impressions which are inherent in me. So in the state of dream where our thoughts are not under our control, we become mere victims of what happens there. But in the waking state where most of you are, not I can say all of you are, where you and I are right now, even now our thoughts are not under our control. Mostly decided by the situations where we are now. And somebody says something, you see something else, then the mind creates that. Therefore he says, make your mind your friend, meaning not that you can decide the thoughts right now, but you can choose what to give importance. In the world, when we are moving around, you cannot say what people should do. We cannot decide what they should behave. But if you give too much importance to what others are or what others say, then obviously you will be miserable and unhappy only. So, befriending mind means not that I can decide my thoughts. If you can, well and good, but you can't. My own past life or past impressions and what I have gone through may create so much of hell in my head. But if I take everyone to be real, then obviously I am going to be miserable. So, Atmanam na avasadayet. So you must discriminate properly and which one to pursue or to give importance and which one to let go. And this skill you gain in meditation. In the seat of meditation, you are observer of your mind to begin with. At this moment when we are traveling or moving around in this world, we just do not notice what are the things that are going on in our mind. And when you sit down quietly, when you are not engaged in this world, when you start observing yourself, you realize that so many thoughts are there, unwanted, criminal thoughts and vulgar thoughts and bad thoughts and sometimes good thoughts. So when you start observing, neither you participate in those good thoughts nor in the bad ones. Just to be a witness. To do that, One must first of all reduce the number of thoughts in the mind. Because when they are gushing forth and so many of them are there, it is very difficult for us to control or even to observe. Therefore, he says in the next verse, we see verse number 19 here, Shanai Shanai Ruparamet Buddhya Driti Grihitaya Atma Samstam Manakrutva Na kinchitapi chintayet. Mind cannot be arrested, made to come to stand still suddenly. Mind, according to our Gurudev, is nothing but the flow of thoughts. I think I have discussed this with you some time back. Mind is nothing but flow of thoughts, just like a river is nothing but the flow of water. Gurudev used to say that just like a flow of water is the river, so also flow of thought is the mind. So a river is not a thing. It is not a matter. It is a phenomenon. It is a happening. Is it not? A bucket of water is also water. A well is also water. A lake is also water. A ocean is also water. Why river? River, when you say, it is flow. If the flow stopped, there is no river. Water is there, river is not there. In the same way, thought flow is the mind. When the flow of thoughts stop, there is no mind. When there is no flow of thoughts, nothing called mind. That is the reason why when you are in the deep sleep state, there is no flow of thought and therefore you don't experience the mind. Shankaracharya says in Vivek Chudamani, Nahyasya vidya manaso vyatirikta manohya vidya bhavabandha hetuhu Tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam vijrumbitesmin sakalam vijrumbate. There is nothing called ignorance other than this mind. When you wake up in the morning means what? When you are aware of the world, that means the mind is awake. Tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam vijrumbite asmin sakalam vijrumbate. So when the mind subsides, the world is not. When the mind wakes up, the world comes into being. You become aware along with the senses. So the mind is nothing but the flow of thoughts, and when the flow stops, the mind also disappears. Now, but to stop the flow is not easy. So first of all, in the state of sleep, no doubt the flow of the thoughts stops because of physical tiredness and fatigueness, etc. And you go into the state of deep sleep, sound sleep, meaning you sleep of sound for others. It's called sound sleep. When the mind is completely subsided, you don't even know that there is no mind. Only after waking up, you say, what did I have? What was I thinking? What was my experience? Nothing. You don't even know how long you slept until you look at the watch. So when the mind is not there, you are not aware of yourself in that state of sleep. In the meditation, on the other hand, you become the one who can stop the mind. And you will become aware of the absence of the mind. So this is the technique which we have to master in. Otherwise, many people in the name of meditation, what they do is wonderful sleep. Our Gurudev, once he was guiding a meditation class, and one person in the audience was completely gone to sleep, and he was snoring also. At the end of the session, when Gurudev walked out, and that person got up and said, Swamiji, we had a wonderful meditation today. So Gurudev looked at him and said, We heard. We heard how much you meditated. Now, therefore, in the state of Sushupti, sleep, the absence of the mind is not noticed. In the state of meditation, Dhyanam, you consciously bring the end of the mind and you notice the absence of the mind. When I say you, the awareness, what do you mean by noticing the mind is not there? Meaning, the consciousness in its own nature is aware and not as a thought. Presently, when I am looking any object, what I see is a thought appearance, a vritti it is called. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi also talks about it very clearly, that nothing but vritti alone, manah, vrittayast manah, the vritti means a thought. So, vrittayo manah, nothing but thoughts are the mind. That's why he says, Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam marga arjavat. When you ask this question, is there a mind? There is nothing like that. Let me give you an example. When you are watching a movie, there are many things that are happening on the screen. It is nothing but various frames are moving, one after another. When the movement of the frames, there is an apparent motion, apparent movement of the characters there. Actually, nobody is moving there. It is only frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, frame 5, 6, and all the frames are constantly coming one after another. That is all is happening there. No movement. Just like when you are going during the Christmas shopping, when you go, you will see the movement of some, what do you call, with the color lights, they make some wind flowing or the flower, river flowing and all those things. Some movement. Actually, there is no movement. It is only on, off, on, off, on, off. Just like frame after frame, the pictures make it feel that there is a movie. Frame after frame, various thoughts make you feel that there is mind. Now, when you slow down, you can clearly see this. Thought A followed by thought B followed by thought C of the similar nature make it appear there is the mind. The purpose of japa or chanting the name of the Lord is to bring an end to this movement. This is how our great masters have prescribed this. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. When this chanting goes on, your purpose is not to please the Lord. Lord is not to be pleased with your chanting. The purpose is to make your mind to come to a slowing down to a standstill. That's why Ramana Maharshi also says, Uttamastava aduchamandataha chittajam japat dhyanam uttamam. Loud chanting, mild chanting, mind chanting. And then you see how the mind has come to a standstill. So here he says, slowly, shanehi, uparamet. Mind has to be slowed down slowly. That is why it takes time. So nothing, you cannot just say, I want to sit down meditation. Om. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening because until that point you are rushing through your mind. So preparation for the meditation is essential. And when your mind is thus prepared, where the thoughts have relatively slowed down, then you can see how the thoughts appear and disappear. Appearance and disappearance of the thoughts you are able to see very clearly. And then you can go to, where is the source of this thought? Where is it coming from? That's why he says, slowly, shanehi, uparamet, withdraw. A beautiful example is given in the Mundaka Upanishad, where the Rishi says, the meditation is like that of archery. You take a bow, and on the bow you place the arrow, and take the arrow towards you slowly and pull it, facing the target. And what you should do? After having placed the arrow and pulling the string along with the arrow which is placed on the bow, what you should do? Pull it all the way possible and then let go of the whole thing. When you let go of the whole thing, nothing happens. Only the arrow should be let go. Right? You should hold the bow. Right? If you are not holding the bow, and if you are not holding the bow properly, and then if you are withdrawing, everything will collapse. Pranavo dhanusharo hyatma brahmatallakshamuchyate apramattena vettavyam sharavattanmayo bhavet. Pranavo dhanuhu. Om is the dhanush, or Om is that bow. Sharo hi atma. Arrow is your mind. Pranavo dhanusharo hyatma brahmatat laksham uchyate. Brahman is your lakshyam, the target. Apramattena vetthavyam. So placing that arrow facing towards that lakshya and then pull towards yourself and release only the arrow. Sharavattanmayo bhavet. Just like Shara, that arrow becomes one with the target, you become one with the Brahman. So, chanting Om is prescribed in the Vedas, Upanishads, as the means to make the mind withdraw. But withdrawal, what we mean by is when you are pulling it to yourself and release. Therefore, in the next you see, Atma samstam manakritva na kinchidapi chintayet. Keeping your mind on the goal, every other thought you just withdraw from. Atma samstam, keeping that manaha, mind, kritva, keeping the mind in the self, na kinchitapi, anything else, na chintayet, don't think of anything else. So, if we are full of thoughts and rushing with the thoughts, first of all, we cannot slow down. And we cannot make the mind, if we cannot make the mind slow down, obviously we are not able to stop it. Unless you bring the stillness of the mind, you cannot take the mind towards the self. It is similar to when you are going to sleep, you are saying, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. You will never sleep. Even the thought I want to sleep should end. So if somebody is sleeping and you go and ask, are you sleeping? Yes. That person is not sleeping then. He should not be there to answer you that question. Are you sleeping? If you say yes, then obviously you are not sleeping. Similarly, are you meditating? Yes, then you are not meditating. People whenever they now t-shirt, I am meditating. You don't need to declare to the world that you are meditating. Because meditation, according to Gurudev, is not a verb, it is a noun. Meditation is a noun, meaning it is not an activity, it is a state. It is not an action that you undertake. All other things that you do before that are actions. Sleeping, is it an action? Is it an activity? Tell me. Walking is an activity. Eating is an activity. Thinking is an activity. Sleeping is an activity. What are you doing there? Are you doing anything seriously? I am seriously sleeping, you see. I am very tired of sleeping. You get tired of sleeping because you are not sleeping. But when you come to Vedanta class, wow. Nobody needs to tell you that. One person in the front row, sleeping. So the person who was giving lecture got very annoyed. Not me, somebody else. He told the next person, please wake him up. She said, you have put him to sleep. If you want, you wake him up. Why should I do that? So, if a person is sleeping, it is not an activity. Sleeping is not an activity because you are not doing an action of sleeping. Yes, sleeping is a state of mind. Similarly, meditation is not an activity. No action can take you there. Only inaction can take you there. Where you withdraw from action, you reach there. Not doing something, you reach there. So even though japa and other things are prescribed, it is all to make us not to do, not to engage. So when you are chanting, you are actually withdrawing from engagement. That's why he said, Shanaihi Shanaihi Uparamet, withdraw from that. So physical activity, you stop by just sitting down quietly, not seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, walking, talking, speaking, no. But then when your faculties, sense organs are quiet, you are not doing anything, mind becomes active. And when we sleep, because of the tiredness, mind is going to sleep. But here, when you sit for meditation, make sure that you are not tired. That's why Krishna in another place in the 6th chapter says, Yukta ahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Moderation in sleep, food and action. You should be very moderate. If you are a man of meditation, you don't overexhaust yourself. Neither in eating, nor in sleeping, nor in action. Any extra effort that you put, or overly you eat, or you eat more or you eat less, you sleep more or you sleep less, you do more action or you don't do any action at all, in all these conditions, meditation is not going to be possible. If you overly eat, you become too gluttonous, body will become so tired, you will go to sleep. If you don't eat at all, body will become tired, it will go to sleep. If you don't sleep, you will be very sleepy. If you sleep too much, and then also body become lazy. And you do too much of action, body becomes tired. If you don't act at all, you become too energetic, mind will go in all over the place. So that moderation is necessary. So meditation is possible only when we do all these adjustments during the day, where the moderation should be maintained in all aspects, and making sure the mind is relatively calm and not sleepy. Body is not too much tired, relatively fresh. The best time therefore is the early morning, where you have taken enough rest, the body is not tired. You have not started eating, you are not too hungry also. And actions have not begun. So the mind naturally is quiet, and at that point of time, Atma Samstammana Krutva, keeping your mind in the self, meaning the very source of the thoughts. Yesterday also I told you, every thought has got two things. One is the subject of the thought, another is the object of the thought. When our focus is only on the object, you cannot stop the multiplication of thoughts. When the focus is on the subject, the thought multiplication stops. When I am thinking about a particular object, if the thought is about that, more thoughts will come about that. That's what in 2nd chapter itself Krishna says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangatsteshu Upajayate. When a person thinking about an object, a connection or relationship is built. Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha. Then he becomes desireful of that, and etc. And mind go become extrovert. So when one is thus engaging in meditation, one should not think about the object of the thought. Instead, one should look at who is the one who is thinking about this now. I stay there. I am. So in every thought, come back to the I am. In every thought that arises, go back to the subject. Do not get into thinking about the object. The moment you do that, it will start. It will start multiplying. You think more and more and more and more about that. That is why we take the name of the Lord, because you don't know much about Him. Narayanaya. The Narayan Sharma took a lot of money from me, and that fellow did not give me, I think, $500 last week he took from me, and then I asked him so many times, he is not giving me, useless fellow. He has done this many, many times. Narayanaya. So where is Narayana? You are not thinking about Narayan, you are not thinking about Narayan Sharma, who took money from you. So, Om Namo Narayanaya. Think about Narayana because you don't have much information, so mind stops. So, the mind should not travel with the thoughts. It should remain in the subject. And therefore, when you are able to bring yourself to the focus upon the subject, Atman, Atma samstam manakrutva, keeping the mind on the subject, the self, na kinchita vichintayet, withdraw from all other thoughts. It takes time. It takes maybe weeks and months to actually bring this discipline. So Krishna says, don't be in a hurry. Shanaihi, shanaihi, slowly, 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 slowly you will see improvement in this. So in this very process, who can participate with you? Who else can go along with you? Even the Guru cannot do anything. He can only advise from outside. Please do this. But what is happening in your mind, no one will know it. And in this process, therefore, you are a loner. You have to walk the path all by yourself. That's why he said earlier, Uddred Atmana Atmanam. You have to lift yourself by yourself. Nobody else can do it. Now, the result of this understanding or the result of this practice is, an individual recognizes, even while I am transiting in this world, doing many things, this self, the subject is the same. Me, the subject, the self is the same. Now disguised as the ego, it becomes the ego only when it is in relationship with an object. Let us say that I am angry. It's a thought comes, I am angry. The question is about what? About this person. What did he do? What did she do? So the mind has already gone about him or her, what she did, how did she did, and how I didn't like last time also. It goes on like that. Instead of that, I am angry. Who is angry? I. Who am I? Now, instead of going towards the object of your thought and moving out, you come back to the subject. When you stay there, there is no more thought process. So who am I? I, the self, the pure consciousness, awareness who is aware of this thought, stops. The next thought comes about something else. Who, instead of asking, what is this about? Who is this thinking about? Again come back to the self. So when this practice is intensely taken with every thought, don't even allow one thought on the other side. If even one thought is left behind, that will take you outside. The mind's nature is extrovertedness. Mind flow is about the world. It is always flowing outside. Paranchikani vidranat swayambhuhu tasmat parang pashyadina antaratman. The mind is designed in such a way that it has to be extrovert through the senses. Kaschidiraha pratyagatmanam aikshat. Only a very rare person is able to go on the opposite direction. Avritta chakshuhu, turning his attention within, amritatvamichan, seeking immortality. So in general, our mind is extrovert, it is going behind the objects, and the multiplication of thoughts cannot be avoided at all. When you make one single mistake, it will multiply. On the other hand, when the attention is and the awareness is about the subject of the thought, then to that extent you reduce the thought flow. And as you are able to do it with every thought that appears in your mind, you will remain in that state of oneness with your own self. But I'm telling you, it is not that easy. You cannot say, okay, tomorrow onwards I can do it. Try. Your mind is ancient than you. It has been there for many, many lives. So therefore, you cannot take your mind so easily. And it may probably do it because of utter sympathy for you, it will cooperate with you for one day. Next day, I think it is very boring, Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapatyate. After many lives, it takes place. Not one day or 2 days. After many lives, one may be able to do this. So, but nothing wrong in attempting. I'm not discouraging you. But don't expect it to happen suddenly or overnight. There is no overnight enlightenment. I told you this. It has to happen because of the continuous practice here, and an individual who are able to attempt unfailingly, without any discouragement, continuously, in everyday attempt, he will see or she will see the progress slowly. And all other things which are prescribed here, rituals and chanting and puja and all other things are to help this happen. When you are doing a ritual and you are doing a puja, the Lord who is sitting in front of you, whom you are worshipping, is the one who is sitting inside you also. When you are offering the flower to the Lord, you are actually withdrawing your attention from all other things. Shivaya namaham, Maheshwaraya namaham, Shambhave namaham, Pinakine namaham, Shashashekaraya namaham, Vamadevaya namaham, Virupakshaya namaham, Kapartine namaham, Neelalogitaya namaham, Shankaraya namaham, Sholapane namaham, Katvangine namaham, Vishnuvallabhaya namaham, Shibhivishtaya namaham, Ambikanadaya namaham, Srikantaya namaham. When you are offering these flowers one by one, every thought is offered to the same subject. 1,000 names may be there, but the subject is one. The Lord whom I am worshipping there as the form there is none other than the Lord who is sitting within me. With these names, I am trying to remain in the Lord. So a ritual you take, a puja you perform, or just chanting you do, these are all to make you come back to your own being. So the rituals are not for to please the Lord. Of course, those who are doing it for, wanting this and wanting that, they may do it. Nothing wrong. Don't discourage them. But as a person who is trying to walk the spiritual path, the purpose is different. The action may be the same, but the intention becomes different. That's what Krishna, Shankaracharya, many places he says, please do not therefore reject the karma or rituals, but do it with a different purpose. And what is the purpose? That I have discovered slowly that in every thought the presence of the self is the same, and that is where my focus is. Then he understands in every being it is the same. In every living being the presence is the same. The Lord whom I am able to discover within me as my own subject is the subject of all beings. Therefore, see in the next verse he says, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. Yaha sarvatra mam pashyati. Yaha, he who, sarvatra, everywhere, mam, me, pashyati, sees. He who sees me in everything, in everywhere. That does not mean take a Krishna's picture and stick it on everywhere. That's not the idea. Seeing me in everything means in all beings, in all living beings, it is my presence there. My presence as the very subject of all beings. Now, the philosophy goes a little further, because in the case of all living beings, may be able to see that living being in all, life in all beings is the Lord. In a plant, in an animal, in other human beings. It is the same one whom I know as my own awareness, is the one who is in everybody as his or her awareness. Presently occupied with their own thoughts, they are not aware of that. Even as much as I am also occupied my own thoughts, my own ambitions, my own desires and likes and dislikes, prejudice, all that, I am so occupied. Each one of us are living in our own world, is it not? Nobody is allowed to interfere with our own world. And nowadays it's more and more, my world, my Facebook, my this, my Twitter, it's becoming more and more my. And I have to request you to make me a friend in your Facebook. Not allowed. So our own world, in that world nobody else is allowed. At least in the Facebook you have friends. With your mind you have no friends. Nobody can enter there. And whatever you have, nobody wants to know also anyway. So then some people ask, Swamiji, do you read mind? And I am not able to handle my own mind. Why should I read your mind? I have no other work or what? So my own thoughts, my own world. So in that my own world, I can understand the one who is present as a center of my own being is my own self. Presently is the ego self occupied with thoughts. When I remove this, the clouding thoughts from my own mind, what I realize is the beautiful, pristine presence of the self. Unaffected, unpolluted, immaculate presence. That presence which is there in me is the one in all. This is the way Advaita Vedanta looks at the reality, the truth. When I recognize this self as the one pristine presence in me, the same thing is there in all. Therefore, don't start from there and come here. First start from here and then go there. I want to see God in all. Okay, have you seen it within yourself? No. Then what are you going to see? I want to love everyone. First of all, start from home. I want to serve everybody, Swami. Okay, start with your husband and wife. Do that first. If you can't even serve the people who are living with you or whom are loving, then how are you going to serve somebody who you don't even know? So therefore, sitting with yourself and discovering the Lord within you is the first and foremost attempt. And knowing that alone, a person can see that same Lord in all. Therefore he says, Yaha mam pashyadi sarvatra. He who sees me in everything. So when I see another living being, I see that life in that living being, maybe a plant, maybe a tree, maybe an insect, maybe another animal. That life in me, which I cherish and love, is the same thing that one also loves. We are all in love with ourselves only, really speaking. Our love for anybody else is an extension of our love for ourselves only. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Upanishad says, you love everyone because you love yourself. The self-love is the first love. Because when you say, I love this person, I love this person because he makes me happy. That's why. If that person is a miserable guy and continuously agitating me, I will not love that person. So because you love yourself, that extension of is that you love your own wife, your own husband, your own children. And it is very well experienced only when you have a pet at home. And that pet is so happy that you came back home. Is it not? A dog, not cat doesn't care at all. But the dog comes and scratches even before you enter the room. Enter the house, and then when you have come already. And you feel so happy because there is some Jantu in this world who is making me feel that I am lovable. And your children and wife, my God, he has come. Only the dog, irrespective of whatever you have done previously, whatever, it just comes and plays. So the pet is making you realize that you are lovable. That's why you love that. So I am lovable. What is lovable in me is not the physical body. The dog is not looking at you as a physical, but that in you, which is most lovable, is yourself. Your own self, your own being, the God's presence, the life in you, that is the most lovable. Even a person who is 90-year-old loves himself. Is it not true? He may be looking frail and then completely, all emaciated, etc. And then he also stands in front of the mirror. Even now I look so good, you see. Even a person of that age loves himself or herself. So that presence in me is the most lovable. So Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Because you love yourself, you love everything else. So that which I love as my own being is that which is being loved by every living being as their own being. And they have the right to do so. But presently, we love ourselves not as the self, but it is covered by other things. I love my body. Why? Because in him, in this body, lives the holy presence. Let us say that you have a very precious jewel or something at home, and then you take it and then you want to safeguard it, protect it, therefore you put it in a box. And that box is put it in another box. And that box is put it in a cupboard or in another box and put it in a safe, and the safe is locked and the lock is taken in another cupboard and then that cupboard is locked. This key is most precious because this opens that cupboard. In that cupboard there is a key. In that key that opens the locker. And the locker there is a box. In the box there is a precious stone. Now this key becomes important not because of by itself. It's because of that. This body becomes most lovable because there is life within us. This life, the presence is the most precious, and therefore this body. Gurudev used to say, because of him you are Shiva, without him you are a shower. Without that, this physical body is nothing but a combination of matter, perishing matter. So as much as I love this physical body because of the reason that there is this holy presence within me, so is also every living being. That presence is there. Now I can understand with respect to the living beings. What about the inner things? Krishna says that even in the inner thing I am there. As what? As existence. Satvastu. As the very existence I am present even in the matter. And a living being I am both Sat and Chit. Living as well as knowing. And in an advanced soul like a human, I am being and knowing and being happy. Sat, Chit and Anand. So such an individual is not saying that I will see the Lord in all beings, living beings. No, even in the inner thing. That's why he says, Na sarva bhuteshu, sarvatra, in everything. So, from the standpoint of a man who has contemplated and realized the highest truth, even an inert object is expression of the Lord only. Yomam pashyati sarvatra, he who sees me in everything. And what is the next step? Sarvam cha mai pashyati, and he sees everything in me. I am in everything and everything is in me. Meaning, when you see the common factor that is enveloping everything, that common factor is the platform on which all of them are staying. When you go to a shop which is selling sweet, you know everything that is kept there is sweet only. Any item you buy, it is sweet only. Sugar mayam, everything. Just like you go to a Gujarati house, eat anything, it will be sugar mayam only. They say, and that's why I tell the people who, from Gujarati people when they come, Swamiji, what kind of food you want to eat? I tell them, your food should be no good. Then I will eat. No good? No good. Good. Good is the brown sugar, or brown sugar, whatever you call it, good. Swamiji, you want our food to be no good? Yeah, no good. Because they are very advanced. They want to see good in everything. Anyway, so in a sweet shop, you will find everything is sweet only. Anything that you take. So what supports the whole thing is sweet, sugar. So the common factor is sugar, which supports all the sweets. Similarly, the common factor is the Lord, which supports everything. Therefore, not only you are seeing in everything, but everything in Him. That's what he says. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. Now you are sitting in a hall, and there is a hall, means a space is there. Space is inside the hall. Actually, hall is in the space. Is it not true? Is it space in the hall or a hall in the space? Actually, hall is in space. So, but you say, I went into the hall space. You are not going into the hall space. Space is inside the hall. Because space is greater than the hall and the space is supporting the hall. In the same way, the Lord is not the one who is sitting inside us. Actually, He is within and without. Antar bahischa tat sarvam vyapya narayana stitaha. The Lord is within as well as without. So here, He who sees me in everything and everything in me, what happens? Tasya, to such a person, aham na pranashyami, I will never disappear from his attention. Sacha me na pranashyati, he will never disappear from my attention. Meaning, we become one with each other. He who does not forget me, I do not forget him. That's why a person who has reached this nature, Brahmavit, Brahmaiva Bhavati, because he will never be able to let go of the awareness of the self. So such an individual can never be away from God, nor do the God ever be away from him. They become one with each other because they cannot forget each other. He is always aware that he is in me, I am in him. So that is the ultimate result of meditation. The result of meditation is enlightenment, not just mind becoming quiet. He reaches the state of awareness where thereafter he cannot let go of the experience and awareness that the Lord, the Supreme Lord, call it a self, Paramatma, is within and without. And everything that I see is in him, in everything he is there. And that becomes a saint. Therefore, as I said yesterday, a saint cannot discriminate people with name, fame, color, religion, caste, color at all. Why? Because this has no such barriers. All these barriers are mind created. No religion can divide the God. No caste or color or sex or any other such divisions can ever divide the unhomogeneous presence. A saint therefore become, whether he wants it or not, deliberately or not deliberately, he becomes a fully compassionate, unconditionally compassionate person. For he sees himself in everything. So the final result of meditation is an individual becomes so saintly and compassionate. And in the following chapter, in 7th, he says, such a person's perception will become clear that I am in and through all of them. Everything is strung in me, just like the flowers are strung in a thread. If you see, you go to the temple and you see a beautiful flower garland is offered to the Lord, various flowers are put together, you know very well the flowers can come together only when there is a connecting thread. In the same way, all of us are able to be alive, kicking, because of one single thread of consciousness moving through. That's what he says in the next verse. We see, Matta parataram nanyate kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Arjuna, understand one thing, that other than me there exists nothing here. Mattaha, other than me, kinchiti, anything else, na asti parataram, other than me, greater than me, there exists nothing here. Just like in your own dream, who is there other than you? In your dream, is there anybody else? Even if there is anybody else, that is also you only. The Rasagulla, again Rasagulla only comes in. That Rasagulla that you eat is also you only. You are eating yourself as Rasagulla. So everything that you experience in your dream is nothing but you. In the same way, we are in the dream of the Lord and everything is He only. This is what a man of meditation comes to experience. I am also He, He is also He, she is also He only. That one single presence alone is acting you, me, she, he and everything. That is why I said such an individual, one who has this vision, cannot hate anybody. Tatra ko moha kashokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. Upanishad says, for him how can there be delusion? How can there be hatred? So this hatred is not some psychological adjustment here. Unlike the Western psychology, say, just adjust, replace anger with something else. How long you can do that? People say, when you are angry, go on chanting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, go on chanting. After 99, what will you do? One boy was told by mother, you go to school every day, you come with a black eye. Why? Because my friends are making me angry. So you do next time. When somebody makes you angry, just chant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Next day also he came with a black eye. What happened now today? I chanted 100. So what happened? But my friend, who got angry, his mother told him only 50. That fellow punched him. So you chant is just a mere substitution there. You are trying to take your mind away from it. It will stay. It will not stay from it. It will come back. So all this mere psychological adjustment is only stopgap arrangement. Solving the problem is not there. You are only postponing the problem. So one who has thus discovered oneness oneself in others, there is no possibility of hatred there. So here Krishna says, Matta parataram na anyat kinchidasti. Other than me there is nothing there. This one realizes. And he sees that just like a string of pearls are put together, there must be a string that makes the pearl together. In the same way, he sees one single presence in all of them, which makes them all come together. Mai sarvamidam protam. In me, everything is connected. How? Sutre manigana iva. Just like a string in which all the pearls are connected. So the Lord is the connecting link in all of our lives. When we do not recognize that, we only see differences. Gurudev used to say, more the difference, less the love. Even in our human interaction, if you have more and more difference with another person, less and less you love that person. Less and less are the difference, more and more you love that person. Is it not that happens when you are before the marriage? I dress for him, I put makeup for him, and then lipstick for him, and then eat for him, and think for him. Afterwards, useless. Get out. My bank account is different from your bank account. Why? Because the more differences you see. More differences you see, less love will be there. So a person who is able to break all the differences, such a person alone can really get to that real love for the Lord. Bheda bhavanat sohamityaso bhavana bhidha bhaktiruttama bhava shunyasat bhava sustitihi bhavana balat bhaktiruttama. Uttama bhakti is where abheda bhavana. Where there is no difference alone, there is true love. Upanishad very clearly says, Etasmin udaramantaram kurute atatasya bhayam bhavati. Where you make a difference, to that extent you are afraid. See, when the opposite of love is not hatred, opposite of love is fear. Because the moment you create a difference, you are afraid of that person. The moment you make yourself away from that individual, you are afraid of that person. You're not hatred. Hatred is a bad experience. Difference creates fear. So, here the Upanishad also says, where an individual has seen the oneness, tatra ko moha kashoka, where there can be anger or delusion or anything else. So he says, where one sees just like the pearls are connected to one single string, he sees me as the connecting link in all of them. In spite of seeing the external differences, one will not consider other one different from oneself. So he will treat dog like a dog, but he knows God is in that. He will treat a bird like a bird, but he knows that God is present in that. It doesn't mean that dog is also brought to home and then given food on the dining table. Not that way. Don't go to that extreme. Oh, Mahatma, you see, he will bring God all dogs and then sleep with the dog only in the need. Not like that. Dog is to be treated like a dog, but he knows the presence of the Lord is in him also. In that also. So where an individual has gained that connection with oneness, he cannot hate anyone. And that is considered to be the man of such enlightenment living in this world. And such a person alone is a very embodiment of unlimited, unconditional love. It is not another psychological adjustment. It is not just a mere training and educating the mind. It is an experience-born transformation. Mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva matta parataram na anyat kinchidasti. Other than me, there is nothing here, Arjuna. He sees me as one single link. But then, when you go to a temple, when you go to a shrine, when you go to a church, when you go to any place of worship, when you stand in front of the Lord, most of the time what we see in that Lord is what He can give me. Because, most of us go with the demands of what various kinds when you go to Balaji, when you go to Tirupati. Very rarely, 1 in a million maybe, who goes there to see the Lord as Himself. Most people go there because our demands in life are so many. Physical affliction, business is not doing well, relationship is in ruins, or your children are not listening to you, or you are not listening to them, whatever it is. So all sort of domestic problems, social problem, financial things. And that's why when you go to the Balaji, etc., a lot of money is put in the hundi. Every one of them is having its own prayer. Lord, I am making you as my silent partner. I am putting this much money. Make sure that it is doubled within no time. It's a silent partner there. A business partner also. And there is one place in Andhra, I was told, called Visa Venkateshwara. Meaning if you want visa, American visa, you go there. And that Venkateshwara has nothing but he's an immigration officer there, sitting there and giving you visa there. Come on, take you, then finished. Kalyana Venkateshwara, you go there, you get married, definitely get married there. And you go on rounding on the floor, you go there and then you will be married. So people go for all sort of things. So it is not today. At that time when Krishna was talking also it was happening. So he says, 4 kinds of people come to me. As he says in the next verse, Chadurvidha bhajante mam Jana Sukritinarjuna Arto Jignasurartharti Jnani cha Bharadarshava. Here he says, Mam, hey Arjuna, Chaturvidaha janaha sukridinaha bhajante. Me, O Arjuna, 4 kinds of people come to worship. Chaturvidaha janaha, and they are all good people, not wrong. Sakritinaha. Sushtukridinaha, meaning those who are of men of good deeds. They come and worship me and they are 4 in number. 4 kinds of people. Artaha, meaning those who have arthritis. Artha means those who are afflicted. Physical affliction, bodily pain, disease, sickness. Vaidinath, you go there, Bhagavan is nothing but a doctor, and therefore you go and ask him, what is the medicine I should take? So some people go for knowledge, gaining more and more knowledge. Knowledge, this is worldly knowledge. Jignasu, Jna, to know. Jignasu means Jnatam Ichcha Jignasa. One wants to know, to learn, to become brilliant, to be intelligent. Students go, we remember when we were studying, before the exam, all the Ganesha temple will be full of them. Take a coconut. Bhagavan, you see, I have studied so much, but I don't remember anything. Please make me remember. If you do that, I will break the coconut on the floor. If you don't, on your head. So, you throw... No, what does it mean? Okay, make my mind powerful enough to remember everything. No, that is a jignasu, wanting to become brilliant or intelligent, memory, jignasu. Artharti, 3rd type is those who want wealth, money, name, fame, power, position. So I want to become famous. Everybody should know. I need wealth, I need richness, I want status. So you go there also. So they are good people because they are not going anywhere else, at least coming to me. And I will bless them all. But the 4th one is the most important. Jnani. Jnani is one who tesham jnani nitya yuktaha eka bhaktir vishishyate. Udara sarva evete. Jnani to atmaiva me matam. Jnani is one who is not coming to ask me anything. He comes to see me, to be with me, to know me, to be me. That's very, very rare. So among the devotees, among those who love me, I love that 4th one the most. Why? Because he seeks nothing. If somebody comes to you, let us say that your friend who has not come to you for a long time, and suddenly one day he appears because he saw you in the Facebook and he comes there. He got your address and came. Hey, you are so, happy. Hey, how many years since we met? 20 years. Wow. Come. And you started chatting about all the things which you have done in the school and the college and whatever it is, and go on talking about. Then slowly, after maybe an hour or so, you may be curious, why suddenly he appeared here? So you ask, so how come you are just, are you living in this area? No, I just came to see you. Oh, okay. In fact, I'm starting a business, and I'm looking for some investors. And, I know that you're doing well in this New England. So I thought that you know me. See, after all, you know me. How I'm very, very plain, very simple, very straightforward in what I do. And I'm starting this business. I just want you to invest some 500,000. Now when he says that the purpose of his visit is not just to see you but to make something out of me, Oh, that is why sudden love for me came to you. You came to know about my wealth. Now, even though you may probably accept that, but the first when you started interacting with him, thinking that he came to see you, you get disappointed because he came to not to see me, it is to take share of my wealth from me. Similarly, when you go in front of the Lord, oh, Mahadeva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho, please take care of my business. Now, he was so happy that you came, and within no time, what do you say? I have a list. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why some people go in front, Narayana, 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 Narayana. What is the list is going on there? Narayana, Narayana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Narayana, Narayana. All the list is over. 24, 25 to Narayana. Then you go. And the priest says, you go, 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 go. Jaragandi, 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 Jaragandi. And then again you come Narayana, because the list is, on the other side of the list you forgot. Narayana, Narayana. Bhagavan only smiles. Oh, okay. You have come for that, not to see me. How disappointing it would be for him. See that? Is it not that you will feel so bad that you have come only to take away all my Shankha Chakra Gada and all that thing which I have got, all the wealth that I have got, that is to take that you have come here? Not to see me. Many times we see people go there to that shrine and don't look at the, go immediately close their eyes. Because they have to remember what they want. Not even look at him. So unfortunate. So Krishna says, 4 types of people come, out of which that Jnani is the one whom I love the most, because he comes there only to see me and want nothing else. So, whether you are able to invoke him in your own heart or see him in the temple, don't demand anything else from him. The less you demand, the more closer he will come. The more you demand, he will go far away from you. He will give what you want. It's like anybody else, if you don't want me, you want only what I have, I'll give you that. Don't disturb me any further. But if you say, I want you, it is like one marriage was going on in India, and there were small children were there playing around and all those things. One uncle was put in charge of all the kids. So the uncle, he has to take care. Whenever the children get tired, he will give some chocolates or the candies, go and eat. There was a store he will open, go inside, bring the candies, give it to them, and then they will run. Among those kids, one boy was not taking the candy at all. He was standing. So then he asked, you don't like candy? He didn't say anything. Second time when he was distributing, you don't want candy? He didn't say anything. Third time also, he didn't say anything. So finally he said, yeah, you come with all of them, stand there, but you don't want candy. Why are you here in front of me? I want the key. So once I have the key, I can take it anytime, and why should I depend on you? That is Jnani. Not that he want to take everything from the Lord. But if the Lord can give everything, if Lord himself is there with me, what do I want then? If I can be one with the Lord, do I have any more demand? If the Lord can give something, paltry things here and there which make us happy, he himself is the very abode of happiness. He himself is the abode of all wealth. If I have him, I am him. Right? So Jnani is tu atmaiva me matam. He himself is me. That's why Krishna says, because astyata sahiyuktatma mameva anuttamam gatim. Because he wants me as the goal, not anything else that I have. So that is why Krishna says, remember me all the time and engage in this world. Next verse we see, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu Mamanusmara yudhyacha Mayyarpita mano buddhihi Mame vaishyasya samshayah. Therefore, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, at all times, mam anusmara, remember me. Yudhyacha, engage in the world. Yudhyacha does not mean, literal meaning is fight. Does not mean go home. Swamiji said, what? Remember the Lord and fight. Here fight means to Arjuna he says fight. Meaning do your work, whatever you are doing. Of course Arjuna's role is to be a warrior. Therefore he says Yudhyacha. Here he says, therefore sarveshu kaleshu, at all times you do your work, but remember me in your mind. If your mind and intellect both are in me, Mayi arpita, abiding in me, manaha tata buddhischa, mind as well as the intellect, then mameva eshyasi, you will remain in me alone, asamshaya, without any doubt. Meaning, Gurudev is to say that our head and the heart both should be in him. What happens to us is we read all the scriptures, intellectually we are convinced, heart doesn't participate. There is no love. Or one may have a blind love, but intellectually he is not convinced. Both of them will not be able to fulfill the completeness here. There should be heart full of love for the Lord, and the intellect must be clear why I am abiding in the Lord. Otherwise what happens many times when you have, some people are very devoted to God, etc. And there are some disappointments come to you, they throw away everything. What happened to your belief? He didn't give me anything, why should I love him anymore? See, that love is therefore very short-lived, because when logic or the demands are not met, you throw it away. Some people may have intellectual knowledge but never go to any temple, never do any prayer, never do any of it. Why? Because intellectually I know, why should I? One boy was lying at home, in the bed. So the mommy said, then, come on, let us go, Sunday morning, let us go to temple and do some prayer. That boy said, are you listening to Swamiji's lectures? Yes. Bhagavan is where? Everywhere. Is in this room also? Yes. Inside my bed also? Yes. Then why should I go to temple? So this is a stupid argument. So when you go to a temple or a place of worship where the atmosphere there or the situation that is created for you to exclusively think about God. Gurudev used to give the example, the milk in the cow, its entire body is milk. But only in the udder, when you pull, then the milk will come. Anywhere else you pull, something else will come. That will become an udder failure afterwards. So therefore, no doubt, God is everywhere. No doubt about that. But the place to remember and worship is a place of altar, there where you can focus. So do not say that, okay, intellectually I know I don't need to pray. Then you will never get anything you want. Meaning, never be able to place your mind continuously with love. Because our mind naturally gravitates towards that which we love, not just understand. We understand many things, but our choices are always made out of emotion. Your habits are emotion, your thinking is an emotion, your choices are emotions. When you go to a restaurant, what do you order? Healthy food? Never. What is tasty in that particular restaurant? Is it not? When they offer bhiksha also, that which is the steamed vegetable remains untouched by anybody there. But all other things will get exhausted. Everybody says, Swamiji, it is exclusively for you only. We will eat much better stuff. You know intellectually that is what you eat, but you don't eat. Why? The taste of the tongue demands something else. So, if love is not placed where the intellect is, then it is incomplete. That's why he says, manaha buddhischa, both. Mind, that is heart, that is love, buddhihi, the intellect, understanding. Mayarpita mano buddhihi, both the mind and intellect when you put, then Mame Vaishyasi, you will remain with me only, asamshaya, without any doubt. So here, remember me, and it is not that only when you go to a temple, when you do something ritual, that time you remember. Sarveshu kaleshu, at all times. Ma manusmara, remember me and engage in this world and keep your mind and intellect placed upon me. And when you are, as Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would say, when you are engaging in this world, with one hand be busy with the world, other hand keep that at the Lord's feet. And when you finish the work, both the hand at the Lord, at the feet of the Lord. So thus in these 23 verses we have seen some of the important ideas from this beautiful text called Bhagavad Gita. And I know that I have not completed, obviously. So we will see in the next time when you visit, we can do more. At least these verses, what we have understood, should be put into practice. These, as I said in the beginning itself, every verse in Bhagavad Gita is so beautiful and so invigorating, so deep. But selection is obviously made with some amount of compromise. And when we take up some of the ideas and let us put into practice and see how much we can benefit out of them. Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.